If you've been hearing a lot about Greer, South Carolina, there's a good reason for that. Greer was ranked the 17th fastest growing city in the United States by the U.S. Census Bureau, and out of all the cities in the country with a population of 20,000. And what's wild is that most people who come here still see it as a small town, but the secret's getting out. So today, I want to take a deep dive into Greer, the recent developments, the future growth plans, what the media is saying, and who actually lives here, and why this place just keeps succeeding. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, my name is Zach Brinson, your friendly local realtor. And if you're thinking about making the move here in the Greenville area, I would be honored to help you find a place that you can call home. Simply just reach out to me via my email or text me on my number here listed below, and we can get started. Now, let's dive into Greer. Greer sits right in between Greenville and Spartanburg. That location alone makes it one of the most strategically positioned cities in the Southeast. But the story of Greer goes a lot deeper than where it just sits on the map. Let's start with the press, because Greer has been getting serious attention lately. The Post and Courier ran a feature naming Greer the 17th fastest growing city in the country. And Mayor Rick Danner put it best. It validates decades of intentional work, transforming Greer from a struggling small town into a bursting city. The Upstate Business Journal published a full city profile of Greer, noting that the city is home of more than 35 global companies, with dozens more in its immediate orbit. And that logistics, warehousing, and global commerce are continuing to pour in. Greenville Business Magazine has been covering one major investment after another, from mixed-use downtown projects to multi-million-dollar mill redevelopments and brand new recreational facilities, which we'll get into in just a minute. But the coverage keeps using the same words: intentional, strategic, and sustainable. And that tells you something very important. So how is Greer growing this fast? It comes down to a few anchors. The first one is big: the BMW manufacturing. The plant employs roughly 9,000 people directly and has brought in thousands more jobs throughout the suppliers, support businesses that came in the region specifically because BMW is here. That factory changed everything in Greer starting in the 1990s, and it still is one of the most powerful economic engines in all of South Carolina. Then there's the Inland Port Greer, a rail-connected port that links the city directly to the Port of Charleston. It's been a massive driver of logistics, warehousing, and distribution, and its container volume keeps climbing. The Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport sits right in Greer's backyard. For relocation buyers, especially people moving from larger metros, easy airport access is non-negotiable, and Greer delivers it. On top of all that, retail sales in the city topped over $2 billion for the first time in 2025, which tells you a lot about the spending power here. One of the other great things about Greer is that the GSP airport was actually just ranked one of the best small airports in the entire country, and it's been ranked that 4 years in a row. So this is great for relocation buyers moving to the area, knowing that they have a great airport just minutes away. One question I get a lot is who actually lives in Greer, and the honest answer is really wide mix. That's a part of what makes Greer really work for a lot of people. You've got longtime upstate families who've been here for generations, along with young professionals and couples relocating for jobs at BMW, the airport, and different companies throughout the Greer-Spartanburg area. The median age is 36, so this is a young, active community and a real family market, with a large share of working adults putting down roots and plenty of children under the age of 15. The unemployment rate sits around 2.4%, and a strong majority of working residents are in professional or administrative roles. People moving here are educated, employed, and invested. You also see a lot of international diversity because of BMW, which has drawn executives and professionals from Germany and all across Europe. So now let's talk about the downtown area, because this is honestly one of my favorite things to show people when they visit. Greer's historic downtown is called Greer Station, built around a 150-year-old railroad depot. The bones here are incredible. The city recently put in $12 million into the downtown streetscape master plan to completely transform the pedestrian experience. And that investment has since generated over $200 million in reinvestment into the downtown core, which is a return that's hard to argue with. Discover South Carolina described Greer Station as a place where within a 3-block area, you'll find restaurants covering every type of cuisine, breweries, coffee shops, and sports bars. You've got great local favorites like Select, Great Oyster Bay, and Wild Aces Pizza. All these places are all within a walkable distance for great weekend and evening outings. It's a downtown that people really just love to spend time in. And it's not slowing down. Parkview Greer, a brand new 257-unit mixed-use community right next to Greer City Park, opened in 2025 with apartments, a brewery, a restaurant, and a rooftop terrace, a pool, all within walking distance of everything Greer Station offers. That project alone is a statement about where downtown is headed. And one of the most exciting stories right now is the Greer Mill redevelopment. This 116-year-old textile mill is being transformed into a live workplace destination with a $35 million boost from Self-Help Credit Union. The vision includes residential units, a restaurant, a coffee shop, wine bar, and retail, all inside a beautifully presented historic structure just steps from downtown. Greenville Business Magazine called it one of the most significant redevelopment projects in the upstate. And when you see where it started and where it's headed, it's really impressive. So here's where things really get exciting if you're thinking long term. The city of Greer launched an initiative called ForGreer, a multi-project investment plan built to give a fast-growing city the infrastructure and amenities its residents need. The centerpiece is the Greer Sports and Events Center, a 200,000 square foot facility that broke ground in August of 2025 and is expected to open in 2027. And we're talking basketball, volleyball courts, an esports space, batting stations, indoor and outdoor walking tracks, multi-sport simulators, community rooms, and event rental spaces. The total investment is roughly $60 to $69 million, and the city estimates it will generate up to $20 million in economic impact each year. Mayor Danner called it a game changer. It's not just a sports and event center. This is a stimulator for a lot of other things, and I think we're going to see economic development and a lot of growth in this area as a result of this building. Also includes a new public safety training center already under construction, with a 50-yard indoor firing range, a fire training tower, and classroom spaces for Greer PD and Greer Fire. The city closed out 2025 with 13 active subdivisions under construction, 4 preliminary plats approved, and nearly 400 million family units preparing for certificate of occupancy. So Greer isn't just growing, it's building ahead of its growth. And that's what separates it from many fast-growing cities that get overwhelmed by their own success. So beyond the big projects, here's what daily life actually looks like. You've got quick access to the mountains and lakes that define the upstate, and you're only about 20 to 30 minutes from downtown Greenville. And outdoor recreation is right at your doorstep. Wade Hampton Boulevard connects you to just about every retail and dining convenience you could need, from Target to grocery stores to local restaurants. And it runs all the way into Greenville, so you're never far away from anything. The Greenville County Library System has a branch here as well. And there are parks, trails, community events that keep the calendar full year-round. When the Sports and Events Center opens in 2027, Greer will become a regional destination for tournaments and athletic programming. For families specifically, it checks a lot of boxes. You got good schools, safe neighborhoods, outdoor space, and a community that genuinely looks out for each other. So let's talk about the market, since I know a lot of you are wanting these numbers. Greer sits in a nice middle lane in the upstate, typically below Greenville's higher price points, but just above Spartanburg's more affordable range. Starter homes and townhomes generally run from the mid-200s to the low 300s, and single-family homes in the established or newer neighborhoods are often in the mid-300s to 500s. You've got larger homes with more land or higher-end communities that can go into the 600s and above. Inventory is more balanced than it has been in the past peak years, which means buyers have more options and less pressure. And for sellers, well-priced homes are still seeing consistent activity backed by strong local job growth. So there you have it. Greer is a city that's been growing, and it's been growing for decades, and it's looking like it's going to be growing for the next several decades as well. If you're thinking about moving here, this is a great area for families and for young professionals. This has a great small town feel, and you're still close to so much that the Greenville area has to offer. So whether you're relocating for work, looking for your first home, or wanting more space without giving up lifestyle, Greer deserves a serious look. If you want to explore what that move to Greer could look like or anywhere else in the Greenville area, we would love to help you with that process. Please reach out to me, contact information listed below, and we'll see you on the next video.